pleased to be joined now by Ashley Sanregret. She is the Development and Communications Officer for Make-A-Wish of West Michigan, and she joins us now on the MegaCast. Ashley, thanks for being with us today.
Hey, Tyler. Thanks for having me. I'm happy to be here.
Appreciate having you on. So you have an upcoming event tomorrow, October 15th. Make-A-Wish will be holding a virtual event called World of Imagination, The Journey of a Wish. Tell us a little bit about this virtual event and how people can join.
Yes, we're very excited about our virtual event. It is free to all of you that register. It's the last event of our Hope is Essential virtual series that we had this year. You know, we had to look at our events and what we would usually host in person, but we said we have powerful, incredible stories to share, and we know that we can do that virtually. So we came together as a team, and we've created World of Imagination, Journey of a Wish. It's a free virtual event that anybody, if you're ever interested in what's going on in Michigan and how kids are having their wishes granted, this is the time to join. It's about a 40-minute program that really walks you through the wish granting process, all the way from the referrals to the volunteers to the wish kids telling their stories of anticipation to the wishes being granted. Every voice is heard during this virtual event, and we're really excited to share it with everyone.
Yeah, so you get to learn a little bit about what goes into some of these sometimes very simple wishes and sometimes a little bit more elaborate wishes, all that end up being, from an organizational standpoint and from a community standpoint, a really concerted effort and a big effort from a number of different people to grant a wish to a child, and you get a little bit of a greater insight into just what goes into that, because we see these videos and we see the end result, but we often don't hear a whole lot about what goes into that from the start to that finish point.
Yeah, I think it's really a really cool thing. I know before I was a staff member and I was first a volunteer, I couldn't believe how tangible the wish experience is for volunteers. Our volunteers are the ones that are two trained wish granting volunteers that meet with wish kids, that meet and ask them the question, if you could wish for anything, what would you wish for? And they get to be a part of that journey and a part of that experience along the wish process. And I think that kind of blows people's minds that kids, volunteers are working directly with our wish kids. Donors that are donating their dollar funds are going directly to grant wishes for Michigan kids. That's the other thing. Make-A-Wish Michigan is not government funded. We are solely funded by incredible individuals, corporations, school groups that come together that raise money to grant the vital funds for kids right in our backyard.
We're joined by Ashley Sanberg, the Development and Communications Officer at Make-A-Wish Michigan in their West Michigan chapter. She joins us now to talk about their upcoming virtual event called World of Imagination: The Journey of a Wish. You can learn more information and find a live stream on its website, worldofimaginationmi.org. That again, worldofimaginationmi.org, where you can also make donations. And those donations, when you do make a donation, thanks to their match sponsor, Arby's Foundation, all donations up to $50,000 will be matched. And you can also participate in a silent auction as well. What are some of the things that people will be able to be bidding on in that silent auction that, of course, benefits Make-A-Wish of Michigan?
Silent auction's open right now too, and people are eagerly bidding as we speak. So we're not waiting until tomorrow night to open that silent auction. It's now. Get on there, check it out. There's some cool Detroit Red Wings Tigers packages in there. There's a Traverse City Sunset cruise. Get on there. There's some things that even I'm keeping an eye on to see. The silent auction will be open until 5 p.m. on Sunday. So definitely check it out. There's some fun stuff on there.
Yeah, a lot of fun stuff there. And again, that is worldofimaginationmi.org if you'd like to learn more about some of the items that they are auctioning off, and get on that. It's already underway, and it all is ultimately going toward a good cause, and you'll be able to maybe get a really good experience out of that as well should you win any of those auctions. We're joined by Ashley Sandberg, the Development Development and Communications Officer at Make-A-Wish of Michigan, and she's joining us to talk about, again, their upcoming event tomorrow night. And what time of the day? It is tomorrow night. It is 7:30 p.m. Friday, October 15th. Just want to make sure I didn't misspeak on that. Friday, October 15th at 7:30 p.m. on worldofimaginationmi.org, where you can join them for World of Imagination, The Journey of a Wish. And so, Ashley, as we talk about these donations, and as we talk about proceeds that are going to toward helping Make-A-Wish provide these wishes and grant these wishes to these kids that are dealing with a critical illness. How much of an impact does this have on these kids as they're going through the process of battling these chronic or these critical illnesses, and what kind of impact does that have on their recovery process or on their treatment process, and maybe even does that impact the success of those outcomes in some cases?
Sure. We know that there's now new studies that have come out about the medical impact of a wish. And we had an event back in April that was just our medical professionals from across the country talking about their experience and that the impact of a wish plays on wish kids. And they are seeing when the wish is just introduced to a wish kid, just that anticipation of having a wish and knowing that they have something to look forward to is not only changing conversations, instead of people saying, "Oh, how are you feeling? How's it going?" They're saying, "Oh, I heard that you get to get a wish. What are you thinking about?" And it's switching conversations. It's also showing our Dr. Fauner, our doctor and our chapter medical advisor, he says it so beautifully that wishes are part of the medical journey that he can't prescribe. He can prescribe it, he can refer a wish, but it's part of the medical healing of a child that's facing a critical illness. These kids are losing their childhood when they are diagnosed with a critical illness. And so a wish is bringing that back. This last year, we've been able to grant wishes for playset wishes, puppies, above ground swimming pools, and to watch these videos that are going to be shown tomorrow night in the World of Imagination Journey of a Wish event. You're going to hear directly from wish families about how the wish has personally affected their family, and you can see the smiles on the wish kids' faces when you see them enjoying their wish.
We're joined by Ashley Sandberg, the Development and Communications Officer at Make-A-Wish of Michigan, joining us on the MegaCast. You can learn more again about their event tomorrow at 7:30 p.m., The Journey of a Wish, by visiting worldofimaginationmi.org. That is also where you can make donations, where up to $50,000 donations, a cumulative donation of up to $50,000 will be matched by their match sponsor, Arby's Foundation. And you can also bid on a number of different interesting items, including rock superstars autographed electric guitar, a sunset sail for two in Traverse City, a Detroit Red Wings and Detroit Tigers experience. So you can go on the ice and then on the diamond as well. You can register to participate in the free event and learn more or become a sponsor. Again, worldofimaginationmi.org. That is worldofimaginationmi.org, where you can find more about that. And so, Ashley, here in the state of Michigan, and Make-A-Wish Michigan chapter, how are children able to participate in having their wish granted? How do families go about reaching out to the organization? Does the organization find these families? How does that process work? And then where does it go from there to then receive their wish and start working to grant it?
Awesome. Yes, we are granting wishes for kids between the ages of 2.5 and 18 years old. And a child has to be referred into our Make-A-Wish program in order to receive a wish and become eligible. We work directly with hospitals across the state of Michigan and other referral sources that help refer kids to our Make-A-Wish program. Also, what's kind of fun is that wish kids themselves can call in and start the referral process. So those are fun calls that we get sometimes, that are some of our teenagers that say, "Hey, I think I qualify for a wish." We actually had a wish kid that was messaging us from the hospital room on a social media platform saying, "Hey, how do I get a wish?" So wish kids can refer themselves, medical professionals, parents can start the referral process, and then a family member that has extensive knowledge about a wish or about their the critical illness, they can start the referral process. But ultimately, we work directly with the child's treating physician to work with our eligibility criteria. Once a child becomes eligible for Make-A-Wish, they are assigned wish-granting volunteers. And again, our wish-granting volunteers are 2 trained volunteers in the community that sign up for a wish kid, and they're the ones that get to ask the ultimate question: if you could wish for anything, what would you wish for? And they're also the ones that are part of the child's wish process, that they're keeping the kids excited about their upcoming wish. So maybe they're doing touch points once a month to do something exciting, and just keeping their wish top of mind. And so once our volunteers go in and find out what they want for their wish, our wish coordinators that are staff members start planning the wish. So they work in tandem with our wish granting volunteers. They're doing more of the logistic stuff, while the wish granters are really the boots on the ground for us, the ones that are front facing with our wish families. And really, we see, I heard from a wish kid that's now a wish alum. He talks about the dreaming process. So the anticipation of his wish being granted, it's something that he said really got him through the next treatment, really gave him the that light at the end of the tunnel when he was so uncertain about what that tunnel was going to look like. Because it was very narrow for him. He was very sick. He had multiple spinal taps, hair loss, sickness, hospitalizations. But once he was able to start shifting his focus on that anticipation of his wish, he says it so beautifully that that really gave him the hope that he needed to keep going and to have the strength to get through. And once those wishes are granted, we have a lot of families that are still staying in touch and wishing it forward, which to me is so inspiring. When families, after they've had their wishes granted, they come back and they say, hey, we want to make sure other wish kids are having their wishes granted too. How can we help? And that's the power of a wish.
We're joined by Ashley Sandberg, the Development and Communications Officer at Make-A-Wish of Michigan. She's joining us again to talk about their upcoming event, Friday, October 15th. That is tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. It's a virtual event. World of Imagination, the Journey of a Wish. You can participate and learn more about donating and bidding in their auction by going to their website, worldofimaginationmi.org. And Ashley, a few more minutes with you today before we'll say goodbye. And before that, you mentioned volunteers and the work that they do with Make-A-Wish of Michigan. If people are interested in volunteering, what volunteer opportunities are there, and how do people get involved then to be able to volunteer with Make-A-Wish of Michigan?
Yeah, so our volunteer experience is incredibly tangible. I would encourage you to go to michigan.wish.org. That's our main website, and click on our volunteer tab. Check out some of our volunteer stories, but also you can start your application process to become a volunteer. Like I mentioned before, you can be a wish-granting volunteer, one that pairs up with another wish-granting volunteer, and you get to be directly connected to the wish process and the wish experience with our wish kids. Also, we are really hoping in 2023 we will have in-person events, and we have some really awesome events coming up. We have our Walk for Wishes in Detroit, and we need volunteers for that. And then we'll have our Wish Ball in West Michigan. And then we have a 300-mile, 3-day bike tour that starts in Traverse City and ends up in Proving Grounds, actually. And it's a 300-mile, 3-day bike event that is so powerful, and we need lots of volunteers for that event. So if you're interested in volunteering, again, go to michigan.wish.org, click on the volunteer tab, just even call us. If you're just interested in getting involved, we'd love to hear from you. We'd love to chat with you.
We're joined by Ashley Sanregret, the Development and Communications Officer at Make-A-Wish of Michigan. Again, if you want to learn more about their event tomorrow, October 15th at 7:30 p.m., a virtual event, World of Imagination, the Journey of a Wish. Find more information on that event and register to participate by going to its website at worldofimaginationmi.org. That is worldofimaginationmi.org. And to learn more about Make-A-Wish of Michigan and how you can volunteer, that is michigan.wish.org. Ashley, another minute with you before we'll say goodbye today. Anything else that would be important for people to know about tomorrow's event, or about the work and the opportunities for volunteerism or additional aid to Make-A-Wish of Michigan before we say goodbye today?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, during this pandemic, we were able to really count on our greatest supporters, and we were able to grant 364 wishes in our last fiscal year. But we know that 800 kids every year are being diagnosed with a critical illness, and we need donor dollars. Every dollar that comes into the Make-A-Wish office is granting wishes for Michigan kids. And there's so many ways that you can get involved. We'd love to talk with you. And join us tomorrow night. It's a free event. You have nothing to lose, but so much to gain from such an inspirational event tomorrow night. Join us, check it out, and we'd love to hear back from you.
Yeah, learn more information about that event and how you can donate and participate in fundraising efforts such as their silent auction by going to worldofimaginationmi.org and learn more about the organization at michigan.wish.org so that they can continue to provide, to grant wishes like they did last year with 364 wishes. That is almost a wish a day, and they'd love to do a lot more. Ashley, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Tyler, so much for having me.